All right, so this is the other video cut out. So this is part two of the Cadence building. We have the email set up, right? We have our link already in. We have our subject line. We boldened some letters, words in here to make it pop out a little bit more. And again, don't be afraid to customize these however the frick you want. Like, seriously, experimentation is key. That's how you're going to find what works and what doesn't. You want to fail because you know exactly what not to do next time. So we hit email myself a preview, and you must do this whenever you are creating these because you do make mistakes and you don't want to send out a mass email with a bunch of mistakes in it. So if you email yourself a preview, you go to your email page and you can see a little preview here. You like Amazon, right, George? So that's exactly what he's going to see when he opens up his email. Might be compelling for him to open it. He says he sees the name in there. So you click it, and this is exactly what he's going to see. He'll see his first name, even though it's a mass email that we sent out. I'm an agent. I put a link for Amazon.com. And you see the bold letters and everything. So this is what it looks like. So go over it. Make sure you don't have any typos. Make sure your punctuation is good. You don't want to sound like you're from third world country trying to spam him, right? So if they actually did click the link, this is what it would look like. Just so you guys know. It'll pop up like this. They'll see your dates you're available. They can select it. It's super nifty. So I recommend always putting that in. All right, so we think it looks good. So what you're gonna do is hit add and create another. So we just created the first step in our Cadence, right? On the same day of day one, you always want to call them. So what's going to happen is your email is going to go out and they're going to start opening. Down here in the bottom right-hand corner, you're going to see a little pop-up that says that they opened your email. And that's very important because you always want to dial on the open. So the second you see them open it, it means they're at their desk or they're on their cell phone viewing it. Perfect time to call them. So hit phone, maybe day one, hit next. And this step really doesn't matter. We can call it whatever we want. We just hit call. We don't need to write any instructions. You know, you gotta dial. If you're creating a cadence for someone else, maybe you want to put that, but typically you'll create your own cadences. So just hit call, and then I can create another. Day two, we're gonna do a phone call. Call. Day three, the second email goes out. We'll automate the step. Specific time. This time we'll say maybe 8:32. Next. And then we insert the next one. This is, we title it, follow up, one. This step will be a little bit different. So right here it says new thread. So you can send it in a new thread. You just have to create another subject line. Or typically what we do is we'll connect that email to the day one email, the first step. So now it's going to come in right under the first email using the same subject line. So we'll see it in the thread. Here we'll put the first name. And then we're going to go to our Word document that we created and go to follow-up one. I like to keep the first follow-up super short and sweet. We're not trying to annoy these people. They're busy. They don't want to see another long email talking about yourself. And there might be other training on how to create the messaging and best practices for that. But a minimalistic approach, if you can, is always best. You don't want your emails to have large blocks of text. It doesn't work. And that's it. And maybe we won't put in a link because we already put in a link once already. Maybe just ask, can we speak? Add next step. So you can see on the side here, there's day three. It's got our step in there already. Follow up one with intro. And they're both automated. If they're not automated, it'll say. Anytime emails go out, you always want to pick up the phone and dial. So for day three, we're also going to put a dial in. In fact, every day you should be dialing, so there's typically going to be a call step on every single day. and create another. So like I said, you can mix it up however you want. I typically recommend that you send out a LinkedIn request. Just do other, because if you want this, you have to have like Team Sales Navigator account. So typically we don't have that. So just hit other. So like on day 4, instead of calling them and emailing them, this is what we'll do. We will use a LinkedIn step. We'll say send connection request. That's it. Maybe, we'll just say something like, or look forward to connecting with you. This is just a reminder of like maybe what you want to say in that connection request. You don't want to pitch them on a connection request. They don't need that. This is just getting your name out there so they start recognizing you. So we'll do like this, right? That's that, just so you can see. So this is what our cadence is now going to start to shape up as. All of these different steps, on these different days, are all going to lead to you connecting with people, talking with people. Day 3, email, call. Day 4, LinkedIn step. And then day 5, we'll hit them with another email. We'll automate it. We'll go back to 7. We'll do like 54. Time zone. And come back. And you're basically just going to do this for every single one of the steps, right? It's tedious at first, but it's worth it after. Because after you're done with this, you don't have to touch it again. It just runs itself. You just have to do the steps. Boom. I'm going to follow up on that thread 4. Again, bold in the letters. You don't want something blocky like this. This is just experimenting on my end. So again, bold in the letters. Put your calendar link in. 15 minutes.
And what do you name that one?
Follow up 2. So at this point, we have 3 emails: intro, follow up 1, and now follow up 2. I'll and create another. Call step 5. Create another. Second day. Oh, you can also keep in mind one of the tools is video messaging. So you can also have like a video messaging step. But for simplicity, like this is the very, very basic type of cadence. So I think we're on day 6.
So for video message, you use that same app called Vidyard.
Vidyard, yeah. And I don't have it linked up to this account, but it would have like a video step that you can hit in here. So like, I say this was Vidyard, you can hit that and it would go as a video step. So you just select that and it'll automatically prompt you to make a video for your client. And that's huge. It's a good way to switch it up.
Is there a way to automate that where, like, let's say if you did want to do like you targeted like calling, making a video for every
multiple people
named Bob, right? So you're talking to Bob, right?
Yeah, hitting like a mass amount of people. Yeah, you can definitely record. You can record a video in Vidyard without the step, and then just insert that into the step.
Would that be inserting it? Would it be an email step or a Vidyard step then, and then attaching that mass Vidyard to it?
It's easier if you do a Vidyard step instead of just an email step. It's like, look, we can do an email step without it being automated. We'll say it's on day 6. We won't automate it. You can do right here. It'll pop up right here and say a little Vidyard symbol right here, and then it'll ask you, what video you want to send out. You can select that. But if it's a Vidyard step, it looks. I don't know why it's not popping up, or I would show you. but that way it works just as well.
Yeah,
If it's a video step, it's just easier. Now it's all automated. Okay, so day 6, we'll just do a call, or we'll say this is a video message maybe. Day 6, and it's fine if you call them and send them a video message the same day. Video message. Okay, another same day. We're gonna call them. Day 7, we're gonna hit them with the second to last email. Specific time. Maybe we'll do it early in the morning this time to make sure they see it first. Next, this is the breakup. So for the breakup, a best practice is to not attach it to the rest of the emails and use that same subject line, because clearly they're not reacting to that subject line that we had for step 1, 4, and 7. Oops. So we're going to use new thread and create a completely new subject line. So it's like a completely separate email. And we come here, we go to our breakup, copy, paste it in there. Here we have our merge tags. Oops. Merge tag, first name. Where is it? Oh, put it down here. That was weird. First name. You also want to double space your emails out and make sure it's all uniform. Don't have like some like this and then some are double spaced. Make sure it's all uniform. Make sure it looks pleasing to the eye, easy for them to read. Again, you'll go through and bolden up the words. Add in our link. Make it look nice. And then for your subject, maybe you want to put something outrageous just to catch their eye. Literally anything. Again, it's better if it pertains to this, but this is the breakup. They haven't opened up 3 emails already. They haven't answered your phone calls. So it's really, you're really pushing the limit here of what you can do. So links in, everything's good. Send ourselves an email, check it out, make sure it looks good. Add and create another. We'll call them on that day. And this is when you give them a break. What day was that? Was it day 7? Yeah, day 7. So this is where you give them a break. So for 7 straight days, 7 straight business days, because you won't go out on weekends, we've hit them with some kind of activity. Some kind. There's 12 steps right here. So 12 activity steps in this cadence for 7 days. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a step, but you're going to send them the Hail Mary, typically on day like between 15 and 20. We'll just say 15 for this one, or we'll do 18. We'll automate the step, specific time, say 7:27. Person's time zone, next. Call this the Hail Mary. And this is the one where you can get really creative with and like just try crazy stuff. Because the last email, they're probably not going to ever, talk to you. I did one time that was like, you know how it feels when someone you love never responds to you, or like, or your crush, when your crush never acknowledges you. It's like, that's how this feels right now when you're not acknowledging me. And people responded to it. They're like, haha, funny. No. But like, the point is like, just try anything to get their attention, to make noise. So this is what I came up with this one, just a test sample, something easy. For the Hail Mary subject line, again, should probably make it custom, not link it to the other emails. This is something that they haven't got for a while, so they haven't heard, like, you haven't touched them for 5 days or so, 6 days, 7 days, whatever it is. Say, you can say, this is my Hail Mary, ... You put his first name in there if you want to. Email service preview, and then add step. So this is what our typical cadence will look like. You can play around with it, but this is like the very, very core of what the cadence will look like. You're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 emails, and every day you will call them. Somewhere in between, you'll throw in a LinkedIn step or a video message step to switch it up. But you basically want to try everything possible to get these people on the phone. You're not dialing to dial. We don't have these phone calls in here just to dial. We don't care how many dials we get. We want to have conversations. So every single one of these steps is going to help you get a conversation. And just for like, you can even put in here, let's go like with this. On day 2, if they haven't answered our call, or let's do day 3, they haven't answered our call, we'll add another step. This other step will be to do research on who else in their company I could reach out to. Research. Who else can I talk to? Maybe it's their peers or their superiors or their like whatever managers or whatever. Find out who you can talk to and add them to another cadence. Because you can pull them easily from, you'd look them up in Sales Navigator and then pull them easily in Lead IQ and create another list. All right, so that is part 2 of creating the cadence. And actually, we can just keep going with this because from here, what you're gonna do is add your leads to this cadence and put them into motion. So a tip is to always create the cadence before you add people to the cadence, because the second they get put into the cadence technically starts. So if you don't have your message created, it'll start the cadence without any messages, right? So these people get stuck in here getting a blank email, and you don't want that. So write the messages out, create the cadence every single step, and then add your people. And to add the people, we go to Lead IQ, where we created the list. What you want to do is always, always, always hit verified. It's under status, verified, and then select all. It's going to shorten your list, yeah, but it'll save you a lot of headache. Hit export to SalesLoft, and this is going to show you a list of all of the cadences you have. So this is why you want everything to be symmetrical, because you can easily input people into the wrong cadence. So we know we have AZ IT directors, and we know we made the cadence to have that exact same messaging. So we're going to hit AZ IT directors right here. This is where the tags come into play. So these tags are going to help you find people after they go through your cadence. So say you put them through the cadence and spend like 3 or 4 months and you want to hit them again. These tags are going to help you find those people who went through the cadence and help you put them into a new one so you can start the process all over again. Because just because they say no or just because they never answered you the first time they went through your cadence doesn't mean they won't later on, right? So these are going to be very helpful. So you want to do for sure hospitality, AZ, IT directors, 50 to 200 for sure. I spelled that wrong, but so these are going to help you find them later on in SalesLoft. Hit save. The second you hit save, all of these leads will start being uploaded into our cadence here. Refresh. It'll take a second. So boom, it put 3 in already. So these 3 are scheduled to go out at some time, I forgot, 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, because it's already 11 here. So they'll go out at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, and you can see it's 3 in progress, 3 to do. Once these emails go out, once they are sent out, it'll kick off the next step, which is the call step.
And where in this cadence do you go again? Let's highlight that again, where you went in to upload. You didn't do anything in here. It was actually within Lead IQ that you actually just uploaded it.
Exactly. So from Lead IQ, you hit verified, select all, and then hit export, SalesLoft, and then you find the cadence that we just created, the one that you want to put them into.
There's nothing you're really doing to kick off it in Sales IQ.
No.
There's
SalesLoft.
Yeah.
SalesLoft. Yeah, there's nothing in SalesLoft that happens. The second you hit upload in Lead IQ, it puts them into this cadence and kicks it off. The reason why it's kind of nice to make it automated for the next day is because if you feel like, if you realize you like spelled something wrong, or like you have the wrong list in there, you can go in here and edit it without it like kicking off with a time limit. So you can fix it before it gets sent out, right? So again, after this email step gets kicked off, it'll kick off the next step, step 2. And then the next step won't kick off until you finish your call cadence. So I'll show you what that looks like. Let's go to another cadence. We'll select this one. All right, so you can see I had a custom email step here. So what happened is I finished custom email step. It kicked them off into the step 2, which is the call, and they'll get put. It'll look like this. You know, one process, one do. You're gonna want to hit one do. Actually, I'll pause this video. I'll stop this video here, and then we'll do